From the Palms Casino Resort in Las Vegas, 5 celebrities battle it out at the poker table. At stake, the singular wireless $250,000 prize pool. Playing tonight from the West Wing, Timothy Busfield, Allison Janney, Richard Schiff, Martin Sheen, and John Spencer. Plus world-class poker player and expert Phil Gordon. And your host, Kevin Pollak. Welcome your host, Kevin Pollak.
Thank you. Oh, stop. Again, too kind. Good evening and welcome to Celebrity Poker Showdown. Tonight, 5 famous people are going to play for some serious money and play some serious poker. Only one of them is going to make it to the final table to compete for the singular wireless $250,000 prize pool. We've got a special game tonight. It's all West Wing, all the time. Please help me welcome the wingers, Timothy Busfield, Allison Janney, Richard Schiff, Martin Sheen, and John Spencer. Welcome. This is very exciting to have you all here. Now, you do realize if you get bad cards, Martin, you cannot invoke some sort of executive. That's just the way it has to be.
That's cool.
Okay, all right. I don't know what kind of poker you play at the White House, but here we play No Limit Texas Hold'em, and it goes a little something like this.
It's a simple game, really. Each player is dealt 2 hole cards face down, and then they bet. 3 community cards are spread face up in the middle of the table. These cards are called the flop and are common to everybody's hand. After a round of betting, 1 more common card is turned face up. This is called the turn. Everybody bets, and then 1 last common card called the river is added to the spread. There's 1 final round of betting. Then players make their best 5-card poker hand out of any combination of their 2 hole cards and the 5 in the middle of the table. Each player starts with $10,000 in chips. Every hand, the first 2 players will have to make force bets known as blinds to start the action and build the pot. At regular intervals, these blinds will increase, making the minimum bet higher and higher throughout the tournament. And while there are minimums, remember, this is no-limit poker, so there are no maximums. At any time, any player can go all in and bet everything they have. Eventually, 1 player will have all the chips on the table and be declared the winner.
All right, joining me in calling the action is a man who has been declared the winner many times, poker expert Phil Gordon.
Hi, thanks, Kevin. Pleasure to be here.
Oh, it's great to have you. Each of our winners from our first 5 games will play again in the big final championship round, where they'll have a chance to win the first place money, $100,000 for their favorite charity. And those who don't win will join us here in our lovely Losers Lounge. There in the Losers Lounge, we'll encourage them to talk behind the backs of the people still at the table. And speaking of mudslinging politicos, we've got 5 West Wing residents waiting to get started, so let's shuffle up and deal.
All right, shuffle up and deal.
I was getting a vibration.
Yeah, it was you.
Yeah. Oh.
You were vibrating.
John is first to act.
The action begins with John Spencer looking at a sweet 5-7.
I'm going to raise. I have to raise 4, right?
You have to raise 2-4 at least, or you can put everything you want in there.
You want to get this game over with, don't you?
No.
John raises to 400.
I'm going to fold. What should I do?
Ace 3.
Is it 4 to me?
4 to you.
He just calls.
4. Martin calls. Allison folds.
Ace 2. Good enough to play for Tim, but just good enough to call.
3 players.
Three-way action on the first hand. Here's the flop.
The flop is 10 of clubs, king of clubs, 8 of spades.
No one really flopped a pair or a draw here.
4. Timothy bets 400. John calls.
John still loves his 5-7.
That's my job. Right.
Sorry.
4 to me.
Cool.
Martin calls.
Queen of diamonds. I can't see that anyone's bolstered by the lady.
Check. Check.
Timothy checked. John checked.
Check.
Martin checked. The river is a
And the 10 of diamonds doesn't help
Timothy's
either.
First.
Check. Check.
Timothy checked. John checked.
4.
Fold. Martin
I'm
bets
outta
4. Timothy folds. John folds. The president wins the pot.
There you go. First hand over.
I am very proud to be associated with the San Carlos Foundation. I started playing poker when I was a child, actually. I was a caddy at a private country club in Ohio, and while we were waiting for loops, we would always play poker. And sometimes after we finished a loop and lose all our money to each other. I would have to consider myself a long shot. So if you want to call me long shot in this tournament, I would be the one. I have no style when it comes to gambling. I just do it.
Okay, let's see
Allison is first
what
down.
Allison can make. Oh, lady and her gent offsuit. Allison reaches for the big boy.
Yep, she comes in for 500.
Paul, Tim does not like his jack 6. Ace 4 for John Spencer. Happy to call.
That's correct.
John calls.
Hey, deja vu.
Another king queen.
And 5.
He said and 5, so it's 1,000.
Richard raises to 1,000.
Ace 5 for Martin. He's coming in.
Call.
Martin calls.
Call.
Allison calls.
And we've got 4-way action now.
4 players.
7-6-6 offsuit all the way. We like to call that men's warehouse. 3 suits, nobody waiting. So, yeah, Tim's not terribly happy. He's throwing in the jack 6.
Check.
Richard checked.
Check.
Martin checked.
Check.
Allison checked.
Freebie. Check.
John checked.
Oh, our hands are so
The
strong.
turn is a 9 of hearts. Richard's first.
Check.
He checked.
Check.
Martin checked. Allison checked. John checked.
See, what they're doing now is they're playing their cards and not the opponents.
Right.
This is a classic no-limit mistake. You don't have to have a pair or trips here to make a play at the pot. All you need to do is have guts.
Everybody's got a
The
straight.
river
2
is a
of
deuce
diamonds.
Yeah.
How does that fit into anyone's hand?
Check.
Martin checked.
Check.
Allison checked.
Check.
John checked. Let's see what we have. Turn them over.
And here they come.
Martin and John are going to split the pot. They're both going to have a pair of 6s with an ace 9 7.
Hey.
Allison has a king of hearts, queen of clubs. John and Martin are going to split the pot. They both have ace high.
I'm playing for the high school that I went to. Give me a game and I'm immediately competitive. When I was a New York stage actor, I had a weekly game and we would rotate apartments. Every Monday, which was the dark night on Broadway, so you'd have your day off and we'd play cards. I'm a very erratic player. Sometimes I'll hold a hand that I should never hold, and sometimes I'll win with a hand that I should never hold. Cheat or bluff? I don't cheat. But bluff, yeah, occasionally, sure. I think a card game's a card game. And, you know, the variable is lady luck. It's really like life. What cards are you being dealt?
Richard's first.
Okay, we go to Richard. 10-4, good buddy.
I'm going to call.
King 6 offsuit.
Martin calls.
He's playing. Allison says no thanks. Pair of fins. Timmy sees a pair and can't wait to get in the hand.
Yeah, he raises to 1,000. I like that raise.
I can't.
John folds.
8 to me.
That's correct.
Richard calls. Martin calls 3 players.
Richard just wants to see hearts.
The flop is king
He
of
got
diamonds,
one.
8 of
King, 8, ace.
Yep, and Martin flopped a pair of kings here.
1,000.
And Tim still keeps on betting. That's very, very aggressive.
Richard folds. Martin calls. The turn is a jack of diamonds.
Check.
Timothy check.
Check.
Martin checks.
The only way Tim can win is to catch a 5, and he does.
By checking, Martin let him right in the door.
Timothy bets all in.
Wow.
Come on, Martin.
Wow.
All in.
Martin's calling, and that'll be the end of it. Oh, no. Let's see if Tim is nervous at all, because that was too big of a bet. Yeah, he does appear nervous. He's not sure.
Martin, what do you have?
Just a pair of kings.
Martin has a king of hearts and a 6 of spades. Timothy wins the pot. Big hand for Martin.
And President, no more for this particular outing. Hugs all around, of course.
Don't get up.
There's too much love at this table. I think that was one of the problems going in, and now we've separated one from the pack.
Hey, good. See you in the back.
Come on, I'll see you in the back room.
Boy. Okay. Congratulations.
Of course, he's headed to the lovely Losers Lounge. First to join us. Surely not the last.
They're throwing me out.
Welcome, sir.
I told you.
Yeah, well, your nickname was Longshot, and you came through for us. Come on in. Have a seat. The good news is the St. Carlos Foundation's getting $5,000.
Yeah, that's
like
good.
that, right?
That's good. That's worth it.
I noticed on the information we asked some questions of the players before they sit down. One of the things said that you had never actually played Texas Hold'em before today.
No.
So I think it's a gutsy move. I really do.
I thought he was bluffing.
Yeah, well, there you
I
go.
did.
And then that's the reason to go in.
Yeah.
And as it turns out, he only had a pair of 5s, and there was an ace on the board, and a king on the board, and a jack on the board. Your kings beat him until that last card. You had him beat. Dead to rights. So you knew what you felt was true, and then that damn river card came up and spoiled the whole thing.
Is that what you call it? Down the river card.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Back here now, they call this the Losers Lounge. I'm going to say it's the lounge for non-winners.
That's better.
Okay. You get to watch the other players to the table, and feel free to make fun of them at any point.
I will.
Okay.
I promise you.
All right. Let's see who's next to get impeached, knocked out, as it were, right after these important messages. Stay tuned. Welcome back to our West Wing edition of Celebrity Poker Showdown here at the Palms in Las Vegas. Still pretty early in this administration's term. That's called a play on words. But let's take a look at a chip count, shall we?
All right, chip leader so far is Timothy with 20,700. He got a lot of those chips when he knocked Martin out of the game in the last hand. In second place is John with 10,900, followed closely by Richard, who has 9,800, and Allison bringing up the rear, but still well in it with 8,600.
That's the order of succession. Let's get back to the game.
All right, when you lose a player in a tournament like this, it's very important to relax your starting hand requirements slightly.
Yeah.
You want to play more hands than you did before. Because the blinds are coming around faster, you have to loosen up your starting requirements just a little bit.
Timothy is first to act.
Full. Is that a bluff?
Yeah, it's a bluff.
Johnny's got a pair of 6s.
How do I say this?
Just say raise.
Raise.
Comes in for a raise. That's
John
good, John.
raises to 400.
Richard looking at a 7-8 suited.
I will call that.
I like playing 7-8. I think that's a very good hand to play for this amount of money at this point in the tournament.
First time Allison's been suited.
And I will call.
Allison calls.
Thank you. I'm playing for the National Breast Cancer Coalition. Unfortunately, I have a reputation as being a little bit too competitive. I throw things, I throw cards, I throw ping pong paddles, I throw whatever. I don't like to lose. In some ways, it would be really great if I were the big winner because no one expects it. My dad used to tell me when I lied, my nostrils flared. If I have a 3 and a 6 and put all in, I'd probably be like this. I'm all in. That's my tell.
3 players. The flop is
6, 7, 4 clubs. Trip 6 for John.
There's a lot.
And Richard flopped a pair of 7s, and Allison flopped a pair of 4s. There's going to be a lot of action on this hand.
500.
500.
Richard bets 500.
1,500.
Allison raises to 1,500.
Now to call Allison, I put in 1,500.
John calls 1,500.
1,000 to me?
Yes.
And Richard calls. 3 players.
Don't know what that.
Turn is a deuce.
Deuce helps.
Richard is first.
No check. That's right.
1,000.
But Allison loves it.
And she continues to play aggressively.
I call.
John calls. Richard calls. The river is a 6
Wow.
of clubs.
Oh, no. I
Richard's
believe that's
first.
4 6s.
That would be 4 of a kind.
Yes. And look at it, John. What do I do? What do I say? Who do I call?
Oh, and while he's trying to figure out how much money he's going to win, they're betting into him.
Richard bets 1,500.
That's a dream scenario for John.
3,000.
Oh, they're raising into him now. Betting and raising, and you got quads? John can't believe it.
So she loved her 2 pair, the 6s and the 4s.
He re-raises. I like the minimum re-raise there.
Richard folds.
1,500.
Claudia Jean.
Going all in.
I'm all in.
Oh, no, Allison.
The one hand that Allison chose to play aggressively, she's run into 4 6s. That's a little unlucky, but she played very hard.
Nervous.
Oh.
John has a 6 of spades and a 6 of hearts. He shows 4 6s. Allison has a 10 of spades and a 4 of spades. She has 2 pair. Big hand for Allison. John wins the pot.
Bye, boys. See ya.
And here comes Allison Janney.
I love you. You do.
Well, what can I say? Everyone's yelling at me to be aggressive. I had to try at some point.
Allison, honey, welcome to the Lounge for Non-Winners.
Loser. I'm a loser.
Come join us, please.
Kid, I know exactly how you feel.
Mark.
The good news is you get to get all liquored up now.
Now? I already am. I got liquored up before.
And your charity gets $5,000.
I'm so glad
Now
for
that's,
them. Yeah.
there's no losers at all here, clearly.
I got more nervous out there than I thought I would be.
It's something, isn't it?
It's kind of, there's a lot of pressure, and everyone just said, you just stick to your game. I didn't have the cards.
Right.
And then everyone was saying, come on, be aggressive. And then I finally was aggressive, and I lost everything.
Right. Well, that's, meanwhile, you're raising into someone who has 4 of a kind.
I should have known he had something better than I did, but I thought I've gone all this way. I've got to show them that I'm not afraid.
And that's exactly what you did.
That's what I did.
Fearless.
I was fearless and lost a lot of money.
And that's a lesson for you kids out there. You have to be careful while being fearless. Well, this will get more exciting, believe me, the more you drink. Let's go back to the table to follow along with the action for the 3 remaining West Swingers.
Timothy is first.
Let's see what Tim has dealt. Queen 3 suited. He likes it. How much is the question?
1,000. Timothy raises to 1,000.
John Spencer, 10-8, offsuit.
Playable hand.
John calls.
So I take these back, right?
Catching on with the chips. I'm going to throw these in.
Richard's so out of here. Richard's so going to lose. He can't decide who he is. He's like, his hat on, his hat off, his glasses on, his glasses off.
The flop is Jack of Hearts, 9 of clubs, 10 of clubs.
Couple of clubs. That certainly helps Tim.
John bets 1,000.
Plus 3,000.
Timothy raises to 4,000.
How much to call?
3,000.
John calls.
Okay, now Tim made his flush.
John's first.
Yeah, he's unbeatable right now. He should go into thinking about how much money he can extract in this hand right now. He really wants the next bet to get called.
5,000.
Timothy bets 5,000.
Any side bets? Because I need some money.
Calls. The River is a king of spades.
King helps no one.
Now, John paid him off last time. Maybe he'll pay him off again. I'd move all in here. I think that'd be a good play.
I'll check.
John checked.
All in.
He heard you.
Timothy bets all in.
That's a nice play.
Wow. I should clarify, of course, there was no way for him to hear you, but it's by golly.
John folds. Timothy wins the pot.
I'm playing for Planned Parenthood. As a kid, I liked to play, crazy eights and things like that. So I really didn't start playing poker until much later. You have the common pool, right? So it's how you play against each other. Eventually, I think you get to the point where the game becomes so a second nature. You dealing with the game, you can actually focus on other people. But I'm mostly petrified at most every turn and every card that's flopped. So.
All right, what am I doing now?
Yeah, baby.
Richard Schiff attempting to change his luck. Uh-oh. The comical proportions. Richard is now selling glasses. They were props, now they're for sale. You got to tip your hat to the effort. He just wants two cards that make sense. And the truth of the matter is, he now needs to forget what the cards are. And when he looks at the next two, raise $3,000.
I'd love to see him make a move.
Timothy is first to act.
Timothy staring at an ace-7,000.
Oh, Jesus.
I like the raise there. I think ace-7's a good hand, three-way.
Me too. Oh, cool.
And I like the king-10. I like the call.
Running out of...
Richard,
Richard
6-10 can't play.
No, that's a good lay down.
Richard, you're getting the house, though. You may be losing the game, but you're winning the house.
Flop is
8-7-10.
Yep, and they both picked up a pair. John's got a pair of 10s, and Tim has a pair of 7s.
I'll check.
2,000.
Timothy
He likes the pair of 7s.
Oh, cool.
Or is he suggesting I have more than 2 7s?
The turn is a 5 of diamonds.
5 of diamonds, 3 diamonds showing. Flush possible on the turn.
I'll check.
Now, John just checked to see if he had a diamond.
Timothy bets 2,000.
And when he doesn't, he gets scared off of his pair of 10s there.
Timothy wins the pot.
There's one player at the table here that really knows how to use his chips to advantage, and it's clearly Timothy.
Right.
How do you use your chips to your advantage?
You throw them at the opponent. Hit them in the eyes, preferably. We'll be right back with more politics and poker right after this. Hello there, and welcome back to Celebrity Poker Showdown. It's time once again for a chip count. Phil, what can you tell us?
Our leader is still Timothy Busfield with 29,900. He's playing excellent poker right now. John Spencer's in second place with 15,900. And Richard Schiff better start getting some luck from all the hat and class combinations he's been trying. He's a distant third, lagging behind with 4,200 in chips.
Too close up.
I gotta have something. Look at the chips over here.
Richard feeling too much pressure from the crowd.
He's also feeling pressure from being short stacked.
Yeah.
All in.
All in.
Oh, big move. Big move.
The new hat glasses combination might be the winner. He gets a picture card and he goes banana. And the crowd is on their feet.
I think he's just trying to change his luck.
4,200 and all in.
Wow.
Fold.
Timothy folds.
Allison Janney is coming out, offering cigars.
How much is it to call him? I'm sorry.
Moral support.
3,800.
Everyone loves the underdog. And Allison, she's really loosening him up. You know what? He's a winner already.
Definitely is.
Regardless
of what happens on this hand, he's definitely the winner.
Richard shows a jack of diamonds and a 9 of clubs. John shows a 9 of hearts and an 8 of spades.
That's what John's showing.
Give me a jack. Give me a jack.
The flop is 10 of spades, king of spades, ace of spades.
Now that's a flush possibility for John.
Yes, it is. We need one more spade. Rich will be joining us here.
Richard has started to feel the real pressure, but it's being applied nicely by Allison to his temples. 6 helps no one. Little pressure off. It's a possible straight as well for John.
River is
and he survives. Wow. That's going to win the pot. He survived a very, very scary flop there. Fantastic.
And look at him. He feels like King Richard.
Now, Richard wins the pot, and he doubles up.
I got him some little Good luck.
Where are you going?
I just had to give you a little luck there and get you back in.
The charity I chose is the Weingart Center of Los Angeles. I win at all costs. That's my style. We used to get into a game in LA with a group of other unemployed people, and we'd play hearts. And they got very competitive. We didn't even have to play for money to keep. It was juiced up. The scary part is because I'm showing you my cards with a camera, and if I bluff and lose, everyone's gonna think, man, what an idiot. He bluffed on a 5-2. You know what I mean? I worry about that more than anything.
Well, Richard's kicked it into a different gear here now. He's playing much more aggressively.
And it's paying off.
Definitely is.
Ace-3 suited for Tim.
1,000.
Comes right in with a grand.
Timothy raises to 1,000.
6-7.
Sure.
He loves those right down the middle cards.
John calls.
Queen deuce is not a very good hand.
But he calls. He's on a roll.
Okay, play your rush.
Yeah.
3 players. The flop is 10
of diamonds, 6 of hearts, jack of hearts.
John is first.
I'll check.
John flopped a pair of 6s, but he checks anyway.
Where are my glasses?
Check.
3,000.
Check. Timothy bets 3,000.
He's putting on a front here.
Yeah, well, he made a very strong bet towards the pot, which usually is an indicator of weakness. And maybe Richard picked up on it.
5 of clubs on the turn helps no one, and
all in.
And Richard, of course, says, yes, it did. It helped me.
This is great. He's putting it to Timothy now.
Really, in the first time anyone's really set Timothy back on his chair.
Right. That's right.
In the whole round.
He really must have had a good read on him there to make that all-in bet there.
Richard bet 4,600 all in.
And it seems to have an effect. And, of course, we know that Timothy has no choice but to run.
Fold.
Yeah, he's got the best hand right now, but there's no way he can call this big a bet here with no pair.
I didn't have he may not have. But
Richard, coming on.
Fantastic. I mean, he's gone from 5,000 in third place. Now he's got over 15,000.
Come on.
Plays back into second place.
Timothy's first act.
Yeah, about it.
Timmy.
King Jack of clubs. That's a very good hand.
You betcha.
800.
And only 800.
This is to 800.
He wants some calls, I think.
You got it.
And he got one from John Spencer with the 9-2 of hearts.
Richard folds.
What you got?
Flop is tray of clubs, 5 of hearts, 8 of hearts. John's first.
I'll check.
John
2,000.
check. Timothy bet 2,000.
Timothy comes in.
I'm in.
John's calling.
Spencer has no problem calling.
That quick call is usually an indicator of a flush draw.
Turn is an
pair of 8 comes up.
John's first.
I'll check.
John checked.
4,000.
4,000 after John Spencer checked. Timothy jumps all over it. And if you're John Spencer, you have got to think he's got a pair.
Right.
Or a hell of a hand.
Yeah.
John
well, 4,000's a lot to call here with a flush draw. I mean, he can't think that he can possibly win this pot unless the flush comes, and it does.
It does.
John's
Wow,
first
that's
act.
amazing.
I'll check.
He stole my heart.
Anyone want to borrow a hat or some glasses?
No.
If he checks it, he's played this hand absolutely perfectly, but yet still lost the pot.
Check.
Timothy checks. Let's see both hands.
Well, Johnny got lucky with the river card, gave him a flush to win the hand.
And these guys are really chopping into Tim's chip lead. We've got really a three-way game now.
Yep.
What did you have? I didn't have anything. You didn't have anything. Well. You didn't have anything till you got to the river, right? Raising it out. Nice job.
Showing good sportsmanship.
There's much more to come from the Oval Office of Poker, so don't go away. Welcome back to Celebrity Poker Showdown. Our players, of course, once again, I should tell you, vying for the lion's share of the Singular Wireless $250,000 prize pool. $100,000 of that will go to the winner's charity in the final episode, the big winner. In the meantime, we're looking for a winner of this particular round. Let's go back to the action.
Taking a look at the chip count, Timothy's still in the lead with 19,300, but John is very close in second place with 17,100. And right behind him is Richard, who's been making an amazing comeback with 13,600. It's anybody's game at this point. All right, 3 and 600 blinds.
Ace of clubs, 8 of diamond.
Definitely a playable hand.
John calls.
I'll raise it to 1,200.
Perfect.
Very, very good hand.
Yes.
Richard's raising to 1,200.
Call.
Oh, we got a call from Timothy.
Yep, got Tim in there with
calls.
King 5.
I'll call.
Flop is ace of spades, king of clubs, jack of spades.
So John
Richard's
and
first.
Richard pick up a pair of aces, and Timothy, sadly for him, picks up a pair of kings.
2,000.
Richard bet
Good.
2,000.
Hold that thought.
Uh-oh, Richard's
I'm
making
ready.
a move. It's a hat move.
I got a new hat.
I see.
A new hat from the audience?
Richard, clearly, his new poker nickname is the Mad Hatter.
Down, up.
Plus 2,000.
Wow.
Plus 2,000 from the Kings. Wow. Oh, Timothy. But he's playing that same aggressive play, and it's worked before, and maybe he fishes out who's got what with it.
Yeah, I like the play.
4,000.
8 purple chips.
Once John calls, and Richard's definitely either going to call or re-raise with the ace-queen, he's going to know that he's beat. But he's only lost 4,000 on the hand, and now he knows where he's at.
Make it 4. So raising 4.
Raising 4,000.
All right, Richard is raising to 8,000.
I really like this big re-raise here.
And you're right, Timothy sussed out a lot more information by making the raise. If he just calls, John just calls, and we're on to the turn.
And no one knows what anyone has.
Can we get the pro out here to talk to me for a minute?
Well, he wants your help, Bill.
Well, his play's crystal clear. He's got to throw his hand away.
And he does.
Timothy folds.
I'll keep you honest.
Now, John's in some big trouble here. He does have an ace, but his other card is not as big.
Turn is a 6 of spades.
6 of spades, that's 3
Richard
spades.
is first to act.
Check.
Richard checked.
I'll check.
John checks.
They both
Richard
check.
is a 5 of
They
diamonds.
both check on the turn.
Richard is first.
All in.
Richard bets all in.
And then he goes all in.
Yeah.
So maybe the check was get a sensibility.
Richard bets 4,400 all in.
Yeah.
John is calling.
Now, Richard just looked at the friend with the hat and said, I don't think this works. So maybe on the turn, he just wasn't that proud of his hand yet.
Maybe.
All right, let's see both
But he's
hands.
certainly the winner here.
Yeah, he definitely wins this pot with the ace-queen.
Queen of
So Richard has gone from worst to first in the chip count.
He certainly has, and he's playing some excellent, excellent poker right now.
Could it be the hat?
I really like the way Richard played that hand. He played it very aggressively, except for the turn card. The turn card scared him off a little bit. He would have been sick to his stomach if an 8 had come on the river.
Right. But he did hold on to win. There's a new sheriff in town. His name is Richard Schiff. Let's see if he keeps laying down the law in this next hand.
Timothy is first to act.
Timothy, Jack Queen offsuit.
1,000.
Timothy raises to 1,200.
12 raised to 1,200.
Likes to announce it himself.
Grab a couple more of these.
Okay, thank you.
Oh my, John Spencer looking at a pair of aces.
Now, this is perfect. He's short stacked right now. He's only got about 5,000 in chips. This is a great opportunity for him to double up.
Cool, I'm learning.
10-4, good buddy. Richard, suddenly Mr. Chips, is never taking that hat off again.
Richard calls. Flop is
8 of diamonds, 5 of spades.
Jack of
The
spades.
Jack of
John is
spades.
first.
Check.
John checked.
Check.
Richard checked.
2,000.
Timothy bets 2,000.
Call.
John is calling. Richard is folding. The turn is a 7 of clubs. John is first.
Check.
John checked.
1,000.
Timothy's just betting. He doesn't.
Of course, he thinks he's got the best hand. He's got a jack with a queen kicker. He thinks he's got the best hand.
Call.
John calls. The river is a six.
Six of diamonds on the river. Now there's an open-ended straight.
Check.
John checked.
Check.
Timothy checks. Let's see both hands, gentlemen.
Pair of jacks.
John has a pair of
Nice.
of
Pocket
diamonds and an
aces.
ace
Timothy can't believe it.
for a pair of aces.
Wow.
Timothy has a queen of diamonds and a jack of hearts. He has a pair of jacks. John wins the pot.
That was nicely played.
Thank you.
The
Thank
checks didn't indicate anything to me.
Thank
Nicely
you.
played.
Thank you.
Is there an extra seat in the loser's lounge?
We just dust off a seat for him here.
All right, with the blinds 300, 600, Tim's 7,700 is looking pretty slim. He's going to have to make a play here pretty soon.
Do that.
Johnny's got a 10-2. He's stacking his chips like he's going to bet.
Six.
Don't do it.
Six to call. No, these are the worst cards I've ever had.
Yes.
John
So proud of you, John.
Was it to me?
5-6 for Richard. Offsuit.
Richard calls.
He's got a pair of threes.
Check.
And there's his flop.
Is
9 of clubs, 7 of clubs, 5 of spades.
5 of spades. Richard
Now he's flopped a pair of fives with a straight draw.
check.
Check.
The turn is a jack of spades.
Check.
Richard checked.
Check.
And they both check again.
Both check again. Neither one making a
There
move.
is a jack of hearts.
Check.
Both have two
check.
pair.
1,000.
Timothy bets 1,000.
Now, I'm not sure I would bet here if I were Tim.
Raise it 1,000.
Richard raises to 2,000.
The only real way that you're going to get called is if you're beat.
Right, because he has such a low two pair himself.
Got a pair of sevens under there?
No.
Pair of fives? That beats me.
Richard has a 6 of hearts and a 5 of clubs. He shows jacks and fives. Timothy has a tray of hearts and a tray of diamonds. He has jacks and trays. Richard wins the pot.
Sure enough, Richard lead increases.
And it does. He played that hand pretty well.
Jack the 5 here.
Schiff's he's a New York Yankee fan. He's a tough New York guy. He might be. I'm gonna get my eyes on Schiff. I gotta watch him close. You know, it all depends what cards he gets. I mean, again, Richard's gonna come. He's gonna want to win. It's whether he cheats or not. That's the question. I think we gotta watch.
From the Palms Casino Resort in Las Vegas, we're back. Let's pick it up right where we left off.
Well, Richard Schiff, the comeback kid, has a commanding lead and is playing great poker. He's got the chip lead with 37,600. John Spencer's in second place with 8,500, and Timothy Busfield's on life support. He's in third place with 3,900. All right, Richard's got the huge chip lead, 37,600. He should play slightly more conservatively here. He doesn't want to double up anyone with a bad hand.
5-6 offsuit. He tosses it in.
Richard folds.
Timothy, diamonds, a queen 2.
Raise 1,000.
He's going to raise it 1,000 very authoritatively.
Timothy raises to 1,600.
8-9, not suited, but certainly he likes to play.
Flop is.
Here's the flop. 4 spades, 2 of clubs, 8 of diamonds.
Diamonds.
John Spencer with the high pair.
Check.
Timothy checked.
Check.
John checked.
6 of hearts on the turn.
Timothy's first.
Check.
Timothy checks wisely.
I'll bet 1,000.
John bets 1,000.
All in.
Timothy raises all.
He's not going to like this at all if he gets called. He's going to be an 8-1 underdog. He's only going to have 5 cards that are going to make him win.
John calls. Let's see both hands, guys. John shows a 9 of clubs
You got
and
me.
8 of hearts.
Let's see what the
He has
river
a pair
brings.
of 8s. Timothy shows a
He needs
queen of
either of the
diamonds
3
and a
queens
deuce of
or the
diamonds.
2 deuces. Otherwise, he's out of the tournament. We're going to be down to 2 players.
There's a
That's
king
it.
And it's not. It's a king of clubs. That's it for Tim.
for Timothy.
Look at him stack.
You were wonderful.
Thank you.
Timothy's out. I totally missed. I thought he was going to win.
I did too.
It's between Richard and John. Wow.
That's right. I'm a loser. I was born a loser. I'll be a loser forever. I gave it a shot.
What to say? Thank you. Thank you.
Timothy! Arguably the odds-on favorite to take the round. Have a seat. Join us, if you will, in the lounge.
Sure.
For non-winners.
Well done there, kiddo.
Oh, gee. Hi.
I thought you were going to win.
No, well, I just didn't. I didn't play as well, I think, that last round as I could have. I just made some poor choices there.
No, you played wonderfully, and it really was a question of a few hands in a row that did not go your way for whatever reason.
I thought at the end, Spencer, I just picked up on Johnny wasn't happy with his cards, and I didn't think. I thought he was feeling fat with what he had, and I thought he was, the flushes. The other times I sensed he was grounded. He seemed heavier.
Right.
He seemed like he had, was bold in his choices, even when he was checking on those other hands. But that last time, he just seemed like he didn't have anything. It seemed like he was chasing, and I thought I might be able to squeeze it out. And I got down to those last chips, and I thought, what's the point? You might as well throw them all in.
Well, that is the way to play towards the end.
Yeah.
Now, the good news is, of course, your charity gets $5,000.
That is exciting. That's fantastic.
All right, well, let's go back to the table now for more action with John Spencer as he goes mano-a-mano with Richard Schiff.
Shuffle up and deal.
And Richard's got a 3-1 chip lead.
Good luck.
But John's clearly got enough chips to pose a real threat.
John is first to act.
8-6 offsuit for John Spencer. Will it be this hand?
Richard needs to go all in on the first one.
I'm gonna. One person from the crowd yells fold, and off he runs.
John folds. Richard wins the pot.
That's not a bad fold. The blinds are still fairly small. They got plenty of time to feel each other out and play some good heads-up poker.
All right, let's see what John does. Oh, 4-5 of spades. He's a little excited.
I'm going to call 400.
He's just going to call the blind. Pocket ace.
You don't tell him all in?
Uh-oh. Here's trouble.
Now, he's clearly going to raise here. It's just a question of how much he can get John to call.
We're going to raise to 4,000.
Richard raises to 48.
No,
to 4,000 total.
32.
John calls.
What do you have?
Not much.
King, 5-6.
5 of diamonds.
Yep, and John swapped a pair of 5s.
First,
all in.
Richard bet all in.
Whatever that is.
But Richard's still very much in the lead with a pair of aces.
How do I do this if I want to...
You just say call, and you call whatever. You call all.
All in.
He calls with a bottom pair. Unless he gets very lucky here, we are going to have a winner.
Well, there's a lot of cards to come. All right, just 2, but still, anything could happen.
Anyone's game.
No, he didn't need the ace, and this game's over. There's no card that can come now that's going to let John win.
And he's applauding with true support as we see the... Oh, wow. Oh, that came a little late.
You believe that?
Unbelievable.
Do you believe that?
Richard's won the hand with a full house.
That is unbelievable.
3 5s are not good enough, and these guys have played great poker.
I'm glad we played a lot like this. I just did it with a lot.
Congratulations. Very exciting. Fun to pick the right hand. That's good. She did it. She won. She won. John, congratulations. Taking it all the way down to the wire. I want that horse. Now, you get to move to the final round episode, of course. Where
I don't want to play again.
I know. That's just the thing.
Well, now you got to go and win.
But your charity can go from winning $5,000,
That's the good
like
thing.
everyone else, to up to $100,000.
That's the good thing. Thank everybody here for helping the homeless.
There you go. Now, you get this silver chip, which for now is unavailable in any store, but it represents the fact that you're going to the final table to play for the lion's share of the Singular Wireless $250,000 grand prize pool.
It's a really long sentence.
Yes, it is. And I've said it once correctly.
Thank you.
Congratulations. That's all the West Wing poker we have for now. How about a big hand for all the players? They gave it their best. My co-host, Phil Gordon, the tallest poker player in the world. I'm Kevin Pollak. Remember, it's not the size of your stack, it's how you play your chips. Good night from the phones in Las Vegas.